If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
In Los Angeles, California, Elgin and David lead their promising dance crew in street dancing battles at a warehouse owned by Mr. Rad, where they defeat another crew led by Vic, Raz B. David and Elgin's crew win the battle and Vic's crew is disappointed. David and Elgin's crew consists of notably Rico, J. Boog, Rashan, Lil, Fizz, and Sonny, Young Rome. Rico takes care of a little kid he knows named Teshawn, whom the crew calls Lil Saint. To earn money for the battles, David and Elgin deliver for a drug lord named Emerald. They are challenged by Wade, a rich kid from Orange County, for $5,000. After winning another battle, David and Elgin tell their crew about the challenge they received from Wade. They mention that the two of them will put up the whole $5,000. And if their team wins, Elgin and David will split $3,000 and the other members of the crew will split the remaining $2,000. Their crew member Sonny is not fond of this idea and believes that because it is a team performance, the entire team should split the $5,000 evenly. All of the other members disagree with Sonny and understand that because Elgin and David are the ones putting up the money in the first place, it makes sense that they get a bigger cut of the profits. Later on, while Elgin, David and their crew are playing basketball, Wade and his best friend Max show up to the court and tell Elgin that they're surprised that he accepted their challenge. Elgin declares that the battle will be held a week later, but Wade and Max laugh at him and bait him in, claiming it's pathetic that Elgin and his crew needs an entire week to practice and that the battle should be held that night. Feeling prideful and not wanting to back down, Elgin accepts the challenge to compete that night, even though they only have $3,500 at the moment, the money they saved up from running drugs for Emerald. Thus, Elgin decides to borrow the remaining $1,500 from his grandmother for the battle. Due to the amount of money on the line, Mr. Rad announces there will be no fighting during the battle and hires an off-duty LAPD officer named Mr. Chuck to stop any potential ruckus. Upon arriving at the venue, David and Elgin realize that Sonny is not there, and he is also not picking up his cell phone. A few minutes later, Sonny arrives but he betrays the team and walks over to Wade and Max's side of the dance floor, revealing that he is now on their team. A fight breaks out after David and Elgin realize their opponent has stolen their dance set and that Sonny taught their opponents the routine, effectively selling them out. Crowing over his success, Wade delivers the titular line, "You re just mad. 'Cause tonight you suckers got served." David has been getting romantically closer to Leah, Elgin's sister. While discussing their loss to Wade on the basketball court, Elgin and David decide that they have to pick up some extra shifts for Emerald to recoup their losses. Vic arrives and asks to join their crew and says that his crew disbanded after repeatedly losing battles. David leaves the court and tells Elgin that instead of picking him up so that they can go to Emerald's spot that night, David will meet him up there separately, as he has something to do at the moment. That something to do turns out to be going on a date with Leah. While on a date, David gets excessive calls from his friends, to the annoyance of Leah. Elgin gets a call from Emerald for a delivery of drugs and says that he and David need to come in. Earlier, when Elgin tries to call David, Leah turns off David's phone before David can see who's calling, leaving Elgin to do the job himself. Elgin is ambushed by local thugs who take Emerald's money, leaving Elgin hospitalized, in trouble with Emerald, and furious at David for not showing up on time. The friends split up and form their own crews. Elgin forbids Leah to see David, ignoring her and David's desire to help him. Rico tells David and Elgin about the Big Bounce, a $50,000 dance competition purportedly sponsored by MTV, which will provide the winning crew the opportunity to perform in a Lil' Kim video. Elgin sees this as a way to pay back Emerald and his grandmother. Attempts to bring Elgin and David together, particularly by Leah and Rico, are unsuccessful. Later on, Emerald and his guards approach Elgin at his grandmother's home and throw Elgin inside the car. Emerald fires Elgin from ever working for him again and gives Elgin a few weeks to return his money to him, warning Elgin that if he doesn't pay him back, he won't walk, let alone dance again. Emerald reveals that he usually gives people only 24 hours to return any stolen money from him, but he decided to give Elgin a few weeks because David called Emerald and begged him not to hurt Elgin. At the Big Bounce competition, many crews impress the judges in the qualifying rounds, including Wade's crew. Leah talks with Mr. Rad about David and Elgin's problems, and Mr. Rad reveals that he has already taken care of the situation with Emerald. It is not revealed what he did exactly to fix it. He only mentions that he and his LAPD friend Mr. Chuck took care of that already. David's crew is eliminated after 2 slip-ups, while Elgin's crew makes it to the finals. David and Leah are then in a diner talking about David being eliminated from the competition. Rashaan runs in to tell them that Lil Saint has been shot and they need to find Rico to tell him the news and head to the hospital. At the hospital, the crew finds out that Lil Saint has died after being shot in a drive-by. The next day, Rico tells Elgin that they should reunite the crew in honor of Lil Saint. David arrives a few minutes later, asked by Leah to try to end the feud, but explains that by the rules of the competition, they must compete with their initial crews and are not allowed to add members. David and Elgin still refuse to forgive each other. Elgin's crew, renamed the Lil Saints, compete at the Big Bounce Finals, hosted by Wade Robson and Lil' Kim. After multiple crews perform their routine, the winner is revealed to be a tie between the Lil Saints and Wade's crew. Both crews refuse a tie, and Lil' Kim, advised by Mr. Rad, declares a head-to-head battle competition, with no rules. The no-rules effect allows other people to join the battling crews. David asks to join Elgin's crew, and although Elgin initially refuses, Rico responds by saying, "Look, it's either David and all of us, or it's none of us." Elgin then forgives and allows David on his team. They battle Wade's crew, dedicating the battle to Lil Saint, and win after receiving the crowd's loudest approval. Elgin gives his blessing for David and Leah to be together. Wade and Max confront the winners saying that David and Elgin got lucky by winning. David replies, "Why, all just mad. 'Cause today, you suckers got served." As the crowd chants, "served," Wade and Max leave in shame. David and Elgin celebrate their victory with their friends and family while holding their $50,000 check.